Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap Session for Thursday, August the 10th, 2017. My name is Doug McKay. I'm the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning we get together in these live go-to sessions to take a look at the market, macro to micro, take a look at the structure of the market. Then we drill down to our trade levels, our targets, and our hypotheses for the day. We do create multiple hypotheses in order to have a plan in place. We do not know what the market's going to do, but we create a plan based on what side takes control, and then we execute the plan based on what the market is showing us. We're not just trying to hedge our bets, we're actually creating a plan of action. This is a subscription room. If you're interested in checking it out, please send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. There's no website, there's no blog. This is not a commercial venture. We do everything here live in the go-to each morning, and then we do live trading and analysis during the course of the trading day. Please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating in a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and the trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own risk metrics. Okay, so taking a look at yesterday. Yesterday we had a hypo 1 and a hypo 2. Of what we put equal weight on. And basically, we were looking for with the fact that we had broken the one-time framing, we were looking for a little bit more downside, and we were looking for actually a rotation up and then a rotation down to test the 61 and a push through to take out the overnight low and come down into the 57.50 area. That plan did not play out. Hypo 2 was a open auction, move down to the 61 and somewhere between 61 and 57, find responsive buyers and rotate up through and take out the naked VPOC and the naked close and close somewhere around 69. And then hypo, I think it was hypo 4, we had an open auction and basically sideways fighting the low of the day and going sideways in around that between the 61 and the 69 area. We got basically hypo 4 for most of the day, and then the buyers stepped in and they rotated us up and we closed near the highs. Now, normally you would expect that this move and this close would get continuation in the Globex, and that is not what happened. What happened is we two-ticked above the prior session, and then the sellers stepped in and they rotated us back down into the balance from yesterday and basically going sideways and tested that key line in the sand again at 61 and held, and basically just going sideways so far. But we'll get to that in just a minute. Let's take a look at the news. First, it's still earnings. Before the market, again, the earnings are coming out generally pretty good. Macy's and Kohl's and YY, all positive. So most of them are positive or a hit. There's not a lot of misses on the earnings still, and this is what's driving this market still. Tonight we have NVIDIA. That's going to be a big one. Snap is big. Snap's going to be interesting because of the fact that a whole bunch of shares are going to be coming free tradable in the near future. So keep an eye on that. We've got Nordstrom's, Aegean, Petrolia. Those will be the big ones for the night. And then tomorrow, there's not a lot. There's only 20, and then we start back into it next week. But it's starting to taper off. Most of the big names have reported so far. Going into the news, we did have major economic news. On 8:30, I did trade it. I traded gold. I'm still in my gold long right now. I'm in from 87.60, and I've scaled twice. I've got one running right now. In terms of the news, we had continuing job claims came in lower than expected. Core PPI came in at 1.8 versus 2.1. Initial job claims came in at 244, just slightly higher. PPI came in at minus 0.1 versus 0.1, and PPI year over year came in at 1.9 versus 2.2 expected. And new housing prices in Canada month over month came in at 0.2 versus 0.4. We have Bloomberg consumer confidence coming up in 51 minutes. And then 10 o'clock, we've got Dudley speaking from the FOMC. And 10:30, we've got natural gas. 1 o'clock, the 30-year bond. 2 o'clock, the federal budget balance. So a fair amount more news to come today. If we just take a step back, and I always like to start my day taking a look at a simple candlestick chart and work my way down. And the time frames, I start with the monthly. Come on. Use my paper money to do this. And I use a 9 EMA, 20 SMA. I'm looking at where we are in terms of the trend in the different time frames. The monthly trend, we are still one time framing up. Very strong trend on the monthly, near the all-time highs. We don't even violate the trend or challenge the trend until we get down into the 2375 area. On the weekly, we have had a lower week low. We did have an inside week. We talked about this at the beginning of the week, that this could signal a move down to close this little technical gap and a move down towards the 2450. We're using 61 as our key line in the sand. We got as low as 59, but we did not stay below that 61. We popped back right up. Currently trading 63, so we're only 2 points off of it. So we are seeing a little bit of weakness, even though we had that strong rally into the close. The buyers are doing a good job on the dips, but they're not getting the continuation after putting in this 88.50, which I consider to be a possible blow off top. But we don't challenge the trend until we get down into the 50s. Going to the daily, you can see that the daily, we dipped down after putting the blow off top. We've dipped down and we challenged the trend, and then we took it back. And so far today, we've broken below the 9 and the 20. We do have MA squeeze and MA hug. This is a sign of weakness or a change of trend. If we stay below this point right here at 69, and I'm really looking at the 61, of course, but the target right now is down here at this naked cross, all the way down at the 2430 area. There's still a gap down there on the RTH session that needs to be cleaned up. Going to the intraday, you can see that the intraday is showing a slope and separation to the downside. The trend is down. On the 1 hour, you can see it's accelerating. On the 30-minute, again, accelerating, failing to get back and hold above the 9. On the 15-minute, we had tried to take it back, failed, got the continuation. Now we're trying to take it back, and it looks like they're failing again. But we are in a possible basing pattern right here. I would be watching the 64 area closely to give us clues on whether or not we continue this move down. And on the 5-minute, you can see we've gone into a consolidation pattern here. But again, we're below the 9 and the 20. So as we move down from the larger time frames to the smaller time frames, we are seeing some weakness coming in and some selling. And taking a look at the structure, you can see that we're still in this balance area. And we did close back up above the microcomposite VPOC, which was at 69. We also closed above the last 9-day. Is it 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the 11th day of this smaller time frame microcomposite, where we were trying to accept value higher, but we did close above it, which gave us the idea last night that we were going to see this continuation overnight. and we failed due. Now we do have this wick right here that is improperly auctioned. So if we do get above the 72, more importantly, above yesterday's high, I'm looking to come up here and start chopping around in this old all-time high, which was at 80, and getting stuck in this wick. But right now, we are coming down, and we're coming down to challenge this 61 again. And if we do not hold the 61, the immediate target, of course, is that 58. 58 and a quarter. It's a naked close. We did not hit it yesterday. We missed it by 4 ticks. And then, of course, the micro composite V pocket 57 and the CHVN at 57.50 is still right there. And this time we're not likely to hold it because we've already bounced off of it once. So the second time down might push through and give us a push down into the 53, 54 to 51 area. This becomes a secondary key line in the sand, 51. Below 51, I really think we see the weakness coming in, and we'll get a bit of a bigger pullback. And I'm looking for a move down into that 40, and of course down here, this gap right here that started this whole move up, and a move back into this balance area, this micro composite here. But the initial target will be 45 and 40, and then 35, and then the 30, and that comes into the mid of the gap. All right, so taking a look at the overnight session, of course, is 100% net short. So if we do get above the 74, and I'm really going to be watching this 69.50 area, the micro composite VPOC, and it's the LVN. We've got another B-shaped profile here, and if we get above there, we could see some shorts getting squeezed and pushed up. But right now, we're in this lower distribution and likely to get some chop early in the day, a push down, and if they hold below that 61, I'm looking for a move down to that 58 and a quarter and 57.50, possibly even this 54. So let's take our numbers and start moving them over. Our overnight high is up at 74.50, so 2 ticks. Get this out of the way for a minute. 2 ticks above the prior day. Our overnight low so far, and it could expand because of the fact that we still have about 30 minutes to go. 61. Our VPOC could shift as well. It could shift to 63 and a quarter, but currently right now it's 64. And we have this LVN at the double distribution at 65. That is 1 tick above the naked VPOC from yesterday. I'm actually going to use the VPOC as a trade area today because we're likely to come up and have possible sellers stepping in at that VPOC. You can see it was a former VPOC from a prior day as well. And then the upper distribution, if we do get above it, the HVN is 67, and it's right below our IB from yesterday, so I'm going to be targeting that 67 if we do get above it. And then, of course, the VPOC, the microcomposite VPOC, becomes a trade level as well. So we're kind of shifting where we're usually looking for entries to our trades in low volume price rejection areas. We're starting to utilize the high volume nodes because of the fact that we expect opposing force to come in and reject those areas. And then above that, there is the 72 and a quarter, or I said, what did I say? 72. I'm going to use 72.50. Let me just look at it here. Yep. I'm going to use the HVN at 72 and a quarter. Or microcomposite VPOC, I should say, 72 and a quarter. And again, there's price acceptance versus price rejection, and then of course the overnight high at 74.50, and then a break above. Below us, I'm using 61, the overnight low. Well, it remains to be the overnight low. It might be rejected. In fact, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I was just going to do there. I'm just going to put key line in the sand. Whoops, I already have it right there. And then below that, we're targeting this out of the way. Sorry, I just got stuff in the way. We're targeting that 58.25 and the 57.50. Now, our daily ATR is still running very tight, 1203. So off of the high overnight of 74.50. Our downside daily ATR target is right where we're trading right now, 62.50. So if we get below this and get below that key line in the sand at 61, we're likely to get expansion on today. And then our weekly ATR and our week high is that 88.50 all-time high, and our weekly ATR is 33.325. So our weekly downside ATR is still running at 55. Just wanted to verify that. And then currently off the bottom of 61. Oh, come on. 61. That's wrong. $73. So our daily upside ATR target is at 73. So you can see that we've actually already traded in the Globex our daily average true range, which is not very big right now. So we're looking for range expansion today. So with that being said, our hypothesis for the day, is an open auction in range, just out of value, a rotation up into the 65 to 69 area, and then finding sellers and rotating us down, chopping at the 61 to 59 area, and then failing and coming down and closing somewhere down here between the 51 and the 55, with the main target on the day at the on the low side of hypo 1 at 57.50. Hypo 2 is an open auction in range, out of value, a move down, either hold the 51 or push through, and then somewhere between 61 and 57.50, finding responsive buyers, rotating those buyers up into the 65 area, chopping to between 65 and 67, and then pushing up into the 69 and closing somewhere between 69 and 72.25. That is hypo 2. Hypo 3 is an inside day, failure to break 59.25 or 74, and basically chop between the 61 and the 71 as we just try to hold value here at the lower side of this distribution zone. And then hypo 4 is a failure to get back inside, failure to take out the 69.50 and find responsive sellers, push down immediately into the 57 area, chop down here, and then fail and push down in towards this 51 and possibly going down into that target at 45. Is it 45 or 45.50? 45.25. And I want to put some levels in here. So we've got the 51.50, which we already have, and then we have the 40. Was it 43? 43.75. I'm going to move this up to 45.75. Okay, so that is hypo 4, a failure day and a push down and a move down into these lower targets down here. So that's what I'm looking at in the ES. Taking a quick look at gold. I think I'm all over the place this morning. See that gold continues its price discovery. We've broken out of this micro composite. We're above, this should be a little bit lower. This gets moved down. Come on. Oh, it's an auto level. We are in price discovery. We're coming up into this this distribution zone up here. The last high up here is 90.70. Our high so far is 91.40. So we're testing this this last high right here. The target right now is going to be 96.50, and eventually, we're getting awfully close to that 1300 with the key target above us at the 1302. What a run in gold! Just incredible. Anyway, just look for more chop in this area up here. If we don't hold the 88, look for a push back down into the 85 area. Anyway, that's going to complete our pre-market session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.